All right, now let's talk a little bit about Dawn of War 3. It's back from Relic Entertainment. The first couple of Dawn of War games, they made some pretty big changes with the sequel to Dawn of War. Dawn of War was, much more about controlling vast chunks of armies and going head to head, but then they started to get more into this hero type of culture and sort of bring it into a little bit more of a story mode with Dawn of War 2. Pissed off a lot of the more sort of traditional RTS fans, I think, from the first game, but certainly there was a lot of extension with its life, and both of those games have gone on to great success, so people have been waiting for a Dawn of War 3 for a long-ass time. What did you think of the game?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the hero side and then the kind of classic RTS base building side.
Yeah.
Because the demo that we played was really on the hero side.
Sure. Yes.
We had this giant fucking robot.
Yeah.
Screen clearing, monstrous, Pacific Rim robot that just is kicking the shit out of everything. And this super, dwarf hero guy, whatever, not dwarf, but I don't know who he was. He kind of looked like a Space Marine.
Yeah.
Space Marine just kicking the shit out of everybody. And I just didn't really get it. We had this demo was kind of quick where you kind of run through the map and you have to knock down this gate or something.
Yeah.
And everyone around me was finishing it super quick.
Yeah.
I played Jeff Gersman from Giant Bomb. He was sitting next to me, and then I think you were on the other side of me. No, Steve Tilley was next to me on the other side.
Yeah.
And both of them finished. I was 10 minutes after we sat down, Jeff's like, okay, done, and walked away. And I'm like, what the hell did Jeff just do that I didn't? I'm still playing it. And
It
I
was
realized,
a very fast demo for sure. Yeah.
no, I realized you didn't need to base build. And I'm like a schmuck going I should get more units out and sending units. And I should make sure they don't go there. They should go here. And I'm building units and setting them in and creating supply lines like you would in any strategy game.
Yeah.
And it turns out in this demo, you didn't need to do that at all. You just highlight all your units and send them up there and they killed everything. So I have this to me is less about the game and more about the game demo.
Yeah.
If you're going to have an E3 game demo, you have to show off what you're showing is what people walk away from thinking about your game. And what I'm walking away from thinking about Dawn of War isn't its strategy and its base building and the stuff that I'll probably have to do when I play it. I'm thinking of a giant robot and a space marine wiping out hordes of enemies, which probably isn't indicative of the entire experience. If it is indicative of the entire experience, then I'm a little worried for this game.
Well,
if it's not, then I feel better about it.
Dawn of War 2 leaned in that direction. It was definitely a high production value real-time strategy experience with less emphasis on really having to deal with the strategy. It was more about pathfinding with the available units that you have, plus being able to call in resources on the fly, which you can still do in Dawn of War 3. But it is a 3D powerhouse showcase that shows you the killing power of these various factions. And this is a company that excels at showing all of that stuff off in a historical context with the Company of Heroes games, which also kind of moved us towards these hero-type units as well. But I do think they kind of have to find, with Dawn of War 3, a nice, happy balance, because I do believe that there is, a huge contingent of previous, Warhammer 40,000 fans out there that want more of that strategy. But what's interesting is now Sega's got Total War Warhammer as well with...
why didn't they call it Total Warhammer? Why didn't they call it...
I don't know.
It's all... Every time I hear the name, I'm like, just...
Total Warhammer, yes. I know. Well, I mean, it is like they're trying to have the best of all worlds with all of this stuff, but it's going to be an interesting head-to-head to compare them to. But the thing that I love about Relic is that they've added so much production polish and storytelling and concern for these characters. That's the thing that blew me away about Dawn of War 2. I never had played an overhead isometric strategy type game like that before, where I actually gave a crap about the individual units as much as I did when I played that game. And it's always been one of the first games that I've downloaded on every PC that I've picked up because of that. I just love that vibe. So I was totally grooving on Dawn of War 3 for sure. I do feel that some momentum from Relic was lost a little bit with Company of Heroes 2. I don't think that was as groundbreaking as Company of Heroes 1. So I have a little bit of that concern going into this game, but I feel like there is way more freedom for invention and creativity, and plus they weren't dealing with the THQ madness when they were working on this game either, right? There were just, and I think to a large degree, this is going to be a game that defines the future of Relic as well. You know, these are incredibly different days in the video game industry, and this game really needs to be successful to kind of, you know, keep everybody moving along well.
Well, I mean, you know, this is a company who made Impossible Creatures, which is one of my favorite, at least in terms of its kind of overarching design strategy games ever, because you just build these crazy units. It was all about the units and building crazy units. It wasn't about the sort of resource management. So, you know, they love the focus on the units, and you can, that comes through in this game, right?
Sure.
Like the love they pour into these
so
big,
much little detail, right? Like,
yeah,
you can see every rivet in some of these characters,
and it looks
robots.
totally beautiful.
Yeah.
So you're right. Striking the balance is going to be really important. As in terms of the overall success, the Warhammer license is a funny one.
Yeah.
You know, it's one that invites a lot of people in, and it's one that keeps a lot of people out. You fall into this franchise, or you just don't give a shit about any of them.
Well, there's been so much. I think the pen and paper stuff, which I've never played, I think there's been a consistent. I mean, there's Warhammer stores, right? You can go around the world and you'll see stores that are just dedicated to that brand and that license. That are selling the miniatures and the pen and paper stuff. But in the video game stuff, there's been a lot of disparity. There's been a lot of really shit games, and there's been some good ones as well, you know, and I hope that this is the best one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like cautiously optimistic, because the developer's pedigree, and because they you know, they obviously have nailed the blow everything up part, which is fun. So even if like the strategy part isn't there, or you don't feel like enough of it's there, like you still have fun blowing shit up. So like that's good. It's better that than I was sitting there just building huts and I didn't get to blow anything up. So they erred on the side of fun. I just don't know how appealing it's going to be to a bigger, deeper strategy fan. That we just don't know.
Well, we'll find out soon. I don't think we've got a release date on that yet, but I think we're going to know pretty soon.
Coming out in it's coming out in August.
Ben's got our release date right here.
August 40th.
August 44th.
August 40th.
Okay. Hey, thanks for checking out that video on our EPN channel. It's just one small part of the things that we make around here. So if you liked it, don't forget to check out some of our other vids and hit that subscribe button.